Hello guys, today we have to talk about the great women who have changed the world. So let's talk about the women who can change the world. So first of all, we have to talk about the greatest woman named as Mother Teresa. There are 100 women who changed the world. Which woman has the biggest impact on the world history? We asked you to vote on shortlist of 100 figures selected by 10 experts. Here are 100 of the most influential and important women in history, both famous and lesser known, that have changed the world. Find out who topped or pulled below. Which woman has the biggest impact on the world history? History magazine and receive a signed copy of 223 editions. Wine Rush, 75 Years of Modern Britain by Mike Phelps and Trevor Phelps. Share on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, email to a friend. You are currently on my channel. So let's talk and start about this. Welcome to the result of BBC History Magazine pool, which features 100 inspirational women. In 2018, we asked experts in 10 different fields of humans a video to evaluate 10 women they believe had the biggest impact on world history. We then gave you, our readers, the opportunity to vote for your favorite figures from that list. The result present here may well provoke debate. Looking for inspiration, read 20 motivational quotes from women throughout history. Looking for more historical people, explore 100 of most famous people through history and chronological order. Explore more on this topic, women history. Number first, Marie Curie, born in 1867 and died in 1934. Marie Curie is the greatest woman in the first list. Marie Curie changed the world not once but twice. She founded the new science of radioactivity. Even the word was invented by her. And her discoveries launched effectiveness crush for cancer, also used for the treatment of cancer patients. Curie boasts an extraordinary array of achievements, say Patricia Farah, President of British Society for the History of Science, who nominated the Polish-born French scientist. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, first female professor at the University of Paris, and the first person. Note the use of person there, not women, to win a second Nobel Prize. Born in Warsaw, Curie studied physics at university in Paris, where she met her future research collaborator and husband, Pierre. Together they identified two new elements, radium and polonium, named after the native Poland after he died. She raised a small fortune in the US and Europe to found laboratories and to develop cancer treatments. Marie Curie was a woman of action as well as enormous intellect. During the First World War, she helped to equip ambulance with extra equipment and often drove them to the front line himself. Marie Curie. Marie Curie, her life, achievements, and legacy. Article continues below at work. The odds were always stacked against her, says Fra. In Poland, her patriotic family suffered under a Russian regime. In France, she was regarded with the suspension as a foreigner, and of course, where she went, she was discriminated against as a woman. Despite becoming ill from the radioactive materials she continued constantly handled, Curie never lost her determination to excel in the world in the scientific career that she loved. Her memory is preserved by the Cancer Society that bears her name and continues to help terminally ill patients all over the world. More like this, Madame Curie was one of the best scientists in physics in the field of physics. And first of all, Madame Curie was the first woman in the world to get a Nobel Prize in the discovery of two elements, radium and polonium. And also, Madame Curie was the best uh, to change the world, and it is the first woman in the top 10 list, in the top 100 list of women to change the world. Once not, but twice he changed the world. More like this, the ranking, inclusion, and exclusion have provided plenty of food for thought. We asked a selection of historians to share their opinions on the composition of the final list. To know about more of the Madame Curie, please subscribe to our channel. The second woman in the world to change the world once, twice, or thrice is the Rosa Parks. He born in 1913 and died in 2005. Rosa Parks. The Life Image Collections. He is known as the image collected of life through Rosa Parks. In 1955, Rosa Parks, an African American living in Montgomery, Alabama, challenged the race segregation they excited in the ports of the US by refusing to give up her seat on a bus so that a white person could not sit down. Her protest was supported by men, other African. Her protest was supported by many other African Americans and sparked the civil rights movement, which in the 1960s eventually won equal rights. 4 years after her death in 2005, Barack Obama became the first American president of US. From Rosa Parks to Martin Luther King, the boycott that inspired the dream. Article continued below. Start in Emile Pahrost, 1958 and 1928. Topical Press Agency. Getty Images in 1903. The social reformer Emmeline Pankhurst found the Women's Social and Political Union to campaign for the parliamentary vote for women, and Edmund Burke deeds northwards being its motto. A charismatic leader and powerful orator, Pankhurst rose thousands of women to demand, rather than ask politely, for their democratic rights in a mass movement that has been unparalleled in British history. Always in thick of struggle, she entered 13 impressions, her name and cause becoming known throughout the world. Listen, John Porres considered the roles of Emmeline Cristobal and Sylvia Pankhurst in the fight of women's suffrage in Britain and Leocada 1815 and 1852. Adela Leocada had a unique and Adela Leocada has a unique and foresighted insight into the potential of computers, says James Engineer's photo by Getty Images. A gifted mathematician, Ada Leocada is considered to be the first computer programmer and industry that has since transferred business or life in the world. An industry still dominated by men, its particularly striking that the first programmer was a woman. So that are the second woman in the history of world to change the world. It is the first woman to develop a computer programming, and Madame Curie was the first to get a Nobel Prize, and also big discovery in physics, which have discovered two elements, radium and polonium.